Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. No, I really can't expect this. So, it is such an exciting session. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yeah, that's like the true spirit in which all of us have gathered. So, today I am representing Salesforce along with my colleague Praveen Kumar, and I am Tushank Sharma, an account director at Salesforce. So, the theme of the session is building resilient dealerships. And in fact, I had to change the topic of the slide. When I was sitting here, I heard Srimati Rekha ji and then Shailendra ji talking about everything is changing, right? There are बहुत सारे बदलाव आ रहे हैं, बदलती दिल्ली, बदलते customers, बदलती markets. So how do we cater to the changing demands? How do we stay abreast with whatever is changing, right? So that's how the topic is building resilient dealerships. So whatever happens, the dealerships should be empowered, should be enabled to fight those changes, right? So here we are, moving forward. And in true Salesforce style, I would like to thank each one of you, especially the FADA team, for inviting us and letting us being part of this great event. And all the dignitaries, all the distinguished guests in the room, thank you so much. So we'll move forward. So coming to Salesforce, I heard a lot of people talking about the advent of technology, how technology can empower dealerships, right? So we have been doing that. We have been on the forefront of how technology is enabling dealerships, auto OEMs, auto ancillary companies for that matter, right? So a lot of you might have heard about Salesforce as a CRM organization. So yes, we take a lot of pride in calling ourselves as the world's #1 CRM company, but eventually we are evolving. We are evolving into a customer 360 organization. So what do I mean by that? Customer 360 means, let's say I own a dealership. A customer comes to me, they are engaging with my sales team, they are engaging with my marketing team, they are engaging with the service team. So the experience should be seamless. They should hear the same message, right? On all the fronts. Yeah. So then moving forward, so while we had limited time, we were given 10 minutes, but we wanted to cover a lot. So me and Praveen thought we should right away dive into the most important topic, which is highlighting some of the key challenges that the dealerships are faced with right now. So obviously we spoke about the badalta customer. The customer behavior is changing. If you look at 10 years back, so all the research, everything started when we stepped into the showroom, right? Nowadays, research say that 80% of the research is already done before the first walk-in, right? So what it tells us, we need to be sure that the digital presence that we are portraying in front of the customers, it should equip them. They should not be required to go to a lot of other portals. Your website or your, whatever portals you have, they should empower the customer or the buyer for that matter, right? And then multiple systems. So I'm sure we work with a lot of dealerships, they are our customers. And then we also, have discovery discussions with a lot of dealerships. And what we hear is that they have multiple systems. There is a system for sales, there will be a CRM, there will be maybe a different system for service, and definitely a lot of Excels, our favorite, sitting somewhere. But what happens is, while we have a lot of data, we have a lot of data on the sales front, on the marketing front, but the data is not able to talk to each other. We are not able to make sense out of the data, right? And why it matters is you are not able to get a holistic view of what the customer is talking about you, right? Hence, these systems should be connected. Now, mix of stock. So this is something I understand managing the inventory is a challenge, right? But it can be, if we are able to predict and forecast, we can definitely cater to it. And by mix of stock, what I hear is, on the ground we hear that there are some fast moving articles, maybe some variants of the vehicles, and then there are some higher end vehicles. So the dealers today, a lot of times they are not able to keep a healthy mix of the fast moving and the lesser fast moving vehicles. But if that could be maintained, the dealers can get higher margins, right? And limited bandwidth outreach. So what do we mean by that? Obviously, there is a shortage of talent, talented salespeople, talented service engineers, and whatever, however number of people we have, they have limited bandwidth. They can only reach out to, that particular number of prospects. They can reach out to that particular number of leads. But what if I tell you, leveraging AI, you can increase their efficiency, and we have done it. I would be happy to interact with many of you if, given we have time, and we can really show how we have helped our customers, right? Then proactive business opportunities. What if I tell you AI can, tell you that, okay, maybe here there could be a service potential, there could be a service opportunity, or maybe there is a upcoming renewal of an insurance. While we do it manually, we automate it on certain areas, but nowadays AI can tell you. What if, just imagine I am a salesperson and I get a nudge that, hey, you are, this person is scheduled to visit the dealership today, and they are there, maybe they showed interest for a particular SUV. Why don't you pitch? Why don't you just give them a test drive, right? So that proactive measures are really something that make a difference. And then I think this is a very important point, and a lot of you will acknowledge this, that there is a lot of resistance to change. So we talk to a lot of dealerships of different sizes, and what they say us is that we are okay. We have all the systems required. We have Excels, we have this particular system, and our life is good. We don't want change. But when we dig deeper, when we tell them that, okay, this is the value you can drive, then they start thinking. So I know, yeah, there will be, in every project we do, whether it is with OEMs, whether it is with the large manufacturing companies, there is resistance, but we need to look at the ROI, right? And then broken customer engagement. This is something where, needless to say, so there is a broken experience when a customer is coming to your website, or they are engaging with your sales team or different teams, right? Let's move forward. So, one of the elements was changing customer behavior, right? So we'll just do a deep dive into it. So customers, yes, they have become phygital in nature. So they are not just physical or digital, they have become phygital. They'll come to your dealership, but they'll make all their decisions, even 90% of the decision making happens even without visiting your dealership, right? So you need to influence them outside of your showroom. Then the customers of today, they are not expecting a selling experience. They are not coming and there to sign the papers. What they expect is they want a consultative experience. They want somebody who can advise them, who can guide them. That, okay, if I am looking for a car, which would be the right variant for me, or which would not be the right variant for me, right? And then, so I'll share a story. So if you look at the third point, price conscious yet experience focused. So a friend of mine recently bought a luxury vehicle, and he ended up choosing a dealership wherein he had to pay a premium. He bought the same vehicle, he paid a premium. So I asked him, why did you pay a premium, while you were getting it at a lower price? So the only reason he told me is, I was getting a better experience and I thought I am in the right hands. I am, foolproof for the future, right? And then, yes, this is something that we have already discussed. Buyers expect a seamless experience and minimal repetitions. So through technology, you can ensure that not every time when a prospective buyer is coming to your website or they are coming to your dealership, you have to capture the details again and again. If I am coming to your dealership and you say that, okay, give me your name, your number, and every time I have to share the details, so I'll get offended, right? I think a lot of these things are very basic in nature, but somehow these are missed. So customers expect to be known, that is the least. So now a lot of leaders prior to me also, they spoke that we should not be afraid that there are so many disruptions, the customer behavior is changing. In fact, we should, sort of open our arms and innovate. So, and in fact, you will be amazed if I tell you, through using technology, all of these challenges can be tackled, and we have done that. So now I think enough theory. I see a lot of people, getting bored. So what I'll do is we have a demo for you. So that will be run by my colleague Praveen. So Praveen, over to you with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tushank. Thank you for highlighting the challenges that all the dealerships have been facing. Here we are using a fictional dealership, which is Electra Salesforce, and we are going to see a persona, which is Mr. Sunny Bansal, who is facing some challenges in terms of their purchase. So Tushank talked about broken customer experience. He talked about system silos, right? So how technology becomes essentials in this? I'll just move to a video where through a demo, we are going to showcase how it happens. So I'm going to present 3 AI-based cases, and at 3 touch points, we have agentic interactions, right? So Electra here have a website. They have deployed a sales advisor agent which is positioned on the website. A sales advisor can answer a lot of customer queries. They can book test drives. They can also, share a lot of content like videos, like brochures, and, give a seamless experience. So omni-channel experience is presented, and Salesforce being present as a company who does a lot of campaigns also. So we collect lead from multiple sources. So in this way, if you see here, just pause here for a moment, we see that Sunny Bansal has visited the website, he has stated some preferences, and the sales advisor agent is actually guiding Sunny about the vehicle options available, 6-seater or 7-seater, engine option, transmission, and key feature, and also nudges them to enter their PIN code area so that they can check for certain offers. Now going forward, as Sunny Bansal enters his area PIN code of Gurgaon, the agent also guides about which offers are going on, a free car protection cover, 3,000 rupee accessory, 0 loan processing, and also guides now, please share your phone number, email, and contact details. So as we see here, we don't like to get called by a lot of buyers, vendors, credit card companies. So here we have one agentic AI use case which automatically captures lead, and for the contact center objectives, it creates a lead within the system.
So by the way, what you just saw is not an ordinary chatbot. That is an AI agent, artificial intelligence agent. And agents can, in fact, they can set up test drives. They can even take order bookings for that matter. And they will save a lot of time for your employees. And we are not in the favor of saying that, okay, you can, what will your employees do? No. So what our belief is, the AI agents will complement your employees or the teams. So they stay very much they have a job, but then they become very much efficient. Yeah.
So here the contact center executive.
You have to move fast.
Yes. So contact center executive already knows that what all details Sunny Bansal has given. They have seen on the left pane side, you can see they have already made an inquiry, a brochure was already shared. They have clicked a campaign and browsed through the website. Also, based on these behaviors, system has the provision to create a propensity to buy score. So you can assign some scores to these activities, and it will in a custom way, it will create different propensity to buy scores for your dealerships. Also, we are giving them guided sales. So in the central part, you see there is a guidance for success, where a lot of stages are configured so that your sales reps can move the lead from a new to a working to nurturing and qualified to converted state. Also, as technology is connected, they are calling away the customer directly from the Salesforce application while having all the details in a single place. Now, the call center executive is also able to see what chat has been going on with the agent, and based on that, they can use a sales pitch assist. So here I have my second use case, which is sales pitch assist. It will quickly generate a summary about the car and what areas, while being on call, the agent can talk about. It can offer a test drive, it can guide about things that are important, loans, insurances, and talk about vehicle features like engine design, technology, and safety features. Also, based on that, now it's the time for dealership test drive. So the system gives them provision to locate a dealership within a proximity area, and then, the leads gets assigned to the dealership. And also a test drive scheduling option can be given at the dealership or at the customer location, right? And based on that, as the call ends, the CRM actually records the call for you. And it has got multilingual capabilities. And it can generate a sentiment analysis and next steps so that your sales rep at the dealership are guided at how to make or convert this lead.
That's right.
Right. So you see that how technology is helping you, increase your productivity and customer experience. Thank you.
So with that, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the demo. This was built on Salesforce platform. We have done it for a lot of dealerships. We can do it for you. We'll be happy to do that. So with that, thank you so much. We'll take a leave. Thanks again, FADA team. Thanks all the attendees. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Beautiful memento which
Oh.
you just placed. It's there for you. I need to use that. Thank you so much, Mr. Tushank, for that very engaging presentation. I'm sure everyone must have had a lot of takeaways from this as well. I request you to please come forward, and to felicitate Mr. Sharma, I would request Shri Ankit Bansal to please join us on the stage and present a memento